Would like to start off by welcoming everyone to what proves to be a truly special night, year in and year out, as the Carolinas section recognizes our best of the best in what is the largest of the PGA's 41 sections, which comprises the largest active sports organization in the world. It is truly an honor to be standing before you tonight, recognizing these outstanding individuals by presenting them awards that derive from the sacrifice, dedication, and perseverance they have displayed throughout their careers. This is truly their night. The Carolinas PGA Hall of Fame and Special Honors Dinner would not be possible without Club Car and their invaluable sponsorship of this evening. At this time, I would like to ask for a round of applause for this evening's sponsor, Club Car. Thank you. I would now like to call Mr. Chris Sanders, the General Manager of Southeast for Club Car, to the stage. Let him give a presentation and say a few words.
Thank you, Chad. My name is Chris Sanders, and I'm the General Manager of Southeast. I would like to, first of all, congratulate the award winners tonight. We at Club Car think it's very important to take time to honor people for their achievement in our industry, and this will be the first of three of these ceremonies I get to participate in. And we do this same event at all the sections that we in the Southeast are involved with, Georgia and Tennessee as well. So congratulations on the award winners, and particularly to Chip King and his award this evening to be honoring his lifetime work in the golf industry. So my title is General Manager. I think a year ago I took over this role. I was 1 month on the job as General Manager. I had really no idea what that meant, but I spent the last year kind of learning some new markets that we participate in, and it's been definitely a great year for us. I wanted to talk a little bit about two of our products and talk to you a little bit about our vision as at Club Car. You know, I think a role as GM, the primary responsibility is to take the vision that we have as a company and to drive it into our market and into our channels here in the Southeast. So real quickly, our vision as a company is to be able to connect golfers, businesses, families around the world by providing safe, fun, efficient, reliable, versatile vehicles and services that are both personally and financially rewarding. And I think about a couple of, I think, key phrases in that vision statement, one being obviously efficient and reliable, but the word connect really stands out to me. And we have a real focus on connectivity, being connected to our golfer, to our golf car. But beyond that is making that personal connection and creating an experience that is different and unique. And those are two themes that we'll be focused on in our strategy going forward, is how do we provide that and how we deliver that. So what I want to do this evening is show you a couple of videos, very short, and how a couple of your counterparts, one here in the Carolinas section and one in the Tennessee section, are using a couple of our products, the 4Fun vehicle, which is back there, and our i3 connected car technology, how they're using that to connect to their member, connect to their customer, and to connect in terms of a better experience for their customer. So Paul, I think we have two videos. Why don't we show them back to back, and we'll roll both of them. Thank you.
Our local Club Car representative told me about the golf cart, showed me some pictures of it.
So that's quick video on a couple of our products. So I want to just encourage you to come by and see us tomorrow or Tuesday. Let us show you, what we're doing at Club Car to automate and connect to your business and help you drive more revenue and be more efficient. So again, congratulations everybody, to all the award winners. Enjoy the evening and look forward to celebrating with everybody this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Would like to announce that Carolina's PGA Hall of Fame member and Awards and Honor Committee Chair, Mr. Mike Harmon, lost his father and is unable to be with us tonight. Our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family, and I know that he is with us in spirit. I spoke with Mike, and he asked me to pass along his congratulations to all of our award winners, our Hall of Fame inductee, as well as all their friends and families. Giving tonight's invocation will be Mr. Rob Paluski, and at this time I would like to call Rob to the stage to perform this honor.
Well, thank you, Chad. Let's take a moment here. We'll bow our heads. Lord, we just come before you to acknowledge you, and we thank you for those in the military that are at their service. And we thank you for our section leaders and officials in the industry for their service. We hold up our brother Mike to you and his family. And you bless this evening and this week for the Carolinas PGA. In your name we pray.
Thank you, Rob. I would like everyone to take some time now and enjoy your dinner, some great fellowship, and we will continue our festivities here shortly. Thank you. I would like to now recognize some special people who are in attendance with us. And on behalf of the Carolinas PGA, I thank all these people for being here. Start off with past presidents of the Carolinas PGA: Kelly Childs, Bill Clemmer, Robert Harper, Carl Kimball, Bill Litton, Will Mann, Rick Murphy, Gary Shaw, Zach Veazey, Chip King, Mike Casto. Would also like to point out that Rick Murphy is our current District 10 Director on the National Board, and Will Mann and Gary Shaw are also past National Presidents of the PGA of America. Also like to recognize Mr. Jack Nance, Executive Director of the Carolina Golf Association, Mr. Hap Lathrop, Executive Director of the South Carolina Golf Association, and Ms. Jennifer O'Brien, Executive Director of the Women's South Carolina Golf Association. Thank you. With the Greensboro Sports Commission, Kim Stable and Hunter Galloway. And our evening sponsors with Club Car, Lincoln Blackman, Chris Sanders, Chris Gunnels, Danny Lesueur, Russ Lord, Brandon Shaver, and Ray Greco. Also like to thank the entire staff of the Greensboro Coliseum Special Events Complex for all their hard work preparing for us not only tonight, but for the upcoming 2 days of events. And first and foremost, the Carolinas PGA staff, Ron and Jeannie Schmidt, and everyone at the section headquarters who work tirelessly to ensure every detail is covered for any business that we conduct. And we're ecstatic to have Miss Susie Whaley, our new National PGA Secretary, who recently made all headlines with her election to office, here with us. We look very forward to her speaking tomorrow at our annual meeting. And we're glad she's here. She had quite a battle arriving in Greensboro from Hartford, Connecticut. Also, personally, would like to welcome at my table my new partner in business, Mr. Luke Hollingsworth from Holly Ridge Golf Links, and Nick Cromer, our golf shop manager and tournament coordinator. Glad y'all took the time to be here with us tonight. At this time, I'd like to call Mr. Larry George, our tournament chairman for the Carolinas PGA, to come to the stage and present our 2014 Player of the Year Awards.
Tonight we'll start with the Senior Associate Player of the Year. This award goes to the amateur senior associate, age 50 and over, who through tournament play earns the most points over the course of a season. This year's Senior Associate Player of the Year is Keith Waters. Waters finished first place in the Champions Division of the CPGA Senior Championships, Dormy Club CPGA Senior Open, and the Pine Needles Mid-Pine CPGA Senior Open. He earned a total of 595 points for 5 Senior Opens this year. Unfortunately, Keith is not here with us this evening, but we will make sure that we bring this award to him shortly. That will certainly help save on some time this evening, which is most important for everybody. Super Senior Associate Player of the Year goes to the amateur super senior associate age 63 and over, who through tournament play earns the most points over the course of a season. This year's Super Senior Associate Player of the Year is Larry Boswell. I think I saw Larry out there earlier. Boswell finished first in the Super Senior Division. He earned a total of 668 points for competing in 7 Senior Opens this year. Additionally, Boswell was inducted in the ACC Hall of Fame in 2014 for his accomplishments. It is my pleasure to present Larry Boswell of Jamestown, North Carolina, with the Super Senior Associate Player of the Year Award.
I know time is important, so I'm going to keep it short. I'd like to thank the Carolinas PGA for running these tournaments for us. Mike and his staff do a great job. I would encourage any of you pros out there who have guys at your club 50 and older, encourage them to get involved in this series of tournaments, because we play good golf courses and they do a good job with them. George Kennan, who won the Legends Player of the Year, George and I both play out of Jamestown. I know all you guys know how important golf pros are, and we have a good pro at Jamestown, Mike Hutchin, who has always been willing to help. Mike is always able to look at my game and help me with it, and I know he's given George a lot of help. So we appreciate what the club pros do, and particularly Mike over at Jamestown. Thank you.
The Legends Senior Associate Player of the Year this year goes to George Keenan. The award goes to the Amateur Legends Senior Associate age 70 and over, not 63 and over like Larry. Through tournament play earns the most points of the course of the season. This year's Legends Senior Associate Player of the Year, George Keenan, a member since 2012, Keenan's played in nearly every single senior tournament, including 7 tournaments in 2014, 5 top fives this year in the Legends Division. He also finished first at Yeamans Hall in the Senior Open this year. He is unable to be with us again helping us save 3 more minutes tonight. So I will get that award to him quickly. Tommy Card, Senior Player of the Year, goes to the Carolina PGA Section Professional age 50 and over, who earns the most points for their tournament play during the season. This year, award goes to retired member Walter Hall, who earned 642.5 points for 7 Senior Opens and finished first at the Hazen Tree Senior Open and the Sapona Ridge Senior Open. Unfortunately, or fortunately, we saved 3 more minutes. But unfortunately, Walter's not here, and we'll save that award for him too. This year, the Johnny Palmer Trophy. This award is developed to honor the professional with the lowest stroke average in the Carolinas Open, North Carolina Open, South Carolina Open, and the CPGA Professional Championship. To qualify, a member must have recorded a minimum of 9 scores in the possible 12 rounds of the 4 majors. This year, we have not 1, but 2 gentlemen that I am sitting at the table with. Greg Boyette, head professional at Bulls Bay Golf Club, and life member Rick Llewellyn both earned a scoring average of 70.0 for the 4 major championships. It is my pleasure to present Greg Boyette of Avondale, South Carolina, and Rick Llewellyn of Kannapolis, North Carolina, for the Johnny Palmer Award.
Thank you, Larry, for that introduction. First off, I know we'll say a lot of thank yous here tonight, but I want to thank all the sponsors tonight for this event, as well as our section PGA, Ron and your staff, as well as the tournament committee that puts on all the tournaments. So we appreciate all the hard work you guys do, and all the PGA professionals out there. Good luck this year. I know I will tell Rick, the putt I made on 18 at Duke tied you. So thank you all.
I'll save most of my thank yous and words of congratulations in the next award just to save time. And I'm quite amazed by the shot clock we have here. I have said in the last 6 months that to encourage people to play expediently on the PGA Tour, they should do what they do in other sports, basketball and football, where they have shot clocks. When you know it's your turn to hit, and if you don't, there's a red button that goes off, especially behind the greens on the par 4s, 3s, and 5s. And you know when it's your turn, and you know when to hit, and if you don't, then you just get buzzed and you get a penalty. So this clock is really something I've thought about for about 6 months to speed up play. So thank you.
Hang tight, Rick. The Carolinas PGA Section Bob Boyd Player of the Year Award goes to the section professional who earns the most tournament points over the course of a season. This award is named for Bob Boyd, which we all remember, to commemorate his legacy, and has become the benchmark of our PGA professional competitors to strive toward their playing endeavors. It is my pleasure not to call up, but to hold over Rick Llewellyn for 370.5 points he made in 2014. He won the Old North State Senior Open on his way to winning his second Bob Boyd Player of the Year. Congratulations, Rick.
I've got a few thank yous I'd like to start with. First of all, Club Car for hosting this wonderful evening. It's the fourth time I've been part of this, and each time it's more special to me to be in front of the best we have in this section, for being able to mentor other guys and make this one of the best sections in the country. I want to give a special thanks and condolence to Mike Harmon, who isn't with us tonight, but he organizes this on a year-long basis, and it's his passion, and I think he's done a nice job with it. I've been party to several of these, and it's just a really special evening to be in front of everybody and see all of y'all come together. And I just think it's a nice thing that we do for each other over the course of a year. I'd like to thank my family. My mother, Barbara Coltrane, is here, my daughter, Marin, and my son, Jonathan. My wife is in Austin, Texas on business, but appreciate them coming. It's the first time that they've been to one of these, and I just think it's a special moment. I'd like to thank the section for what they do with our tournaments and education and the big week we have going on here. I especially want to thank them for soliciting the courses we get to play as Player of the Year. I think we go to some fine venues. I think there are others out there that we can expand to. I think we deserve it as a membership to go to some of the best places. It depends on the time of the year and availability, of course, but I think they do a wonderful job. Mike and Corey and Ron, of course. It's really special to go to a major and the way we're treated. It really is a good deal, and I talk to other guys from around the country when I'm in some of the bigger events, and they're envious of what we have here. So that's really a nice accolades. I want to thank the sponsors for our majors, and we couldn't do it without them. We have some new ones on board this year, which are really special and encouraging. We always need those. It's very difficult to have tournaments of any stature without those people involved. I also want to thank the courses who host our majors, particularly the professional, the members, and last but not least, the superintendents who do extra work trying to get the course ready for us to come and make a good showing. It's very, very incredible the job they do. I want to personally thank DeWitt Miles and Jordan Crandall for what they do for me. It's really special, and I couldn't do a whole lot what I do without them. And so when you're tomorrow in the merchandise show, make sure you stop by the Titleist and FootJoy booth. I'm sure they can help you as much as they've helped me. And last but not least, I want to thank David Ross, who has been a mentor to me and Teacher of the Year. Nominate him every year. He doesn't seem to feel worthy, but I think he is, and he's just a great guy. It's an honor to be the Player of the Year. Associated with Bob Boyd, I'm sure he would be proud of me. Maybe not so much if he was still with us. He would still want to beat me if he was here, but I'm sure he's grateful to me. So thank you.
Rick's right he is very right. It is fantastic to be a Carolina section professional. At this time, I'd like to turn the mic over to Paige Cribbs. Secretary, are you here? Good job, girl.
Good evening. I am doing the Merchandisers of the Year. To a PGA professional, golf is not only a game to be respected and enjoyed, but also a business to be nurtured and developed. This award recognizes PGA professionals who demonstrate superior skills as merchandisers in the promotion of golf. This honor is awarded in 3 categories: private, public, and resort, that represent the very different facets and markets of golf merchandising. Each of this year's Golf Merchandisers of the Year have excelled in their respective niche, supplying quality merchandisers to their patrons, presenting their staff with effective marketing ideas and tools, and demonstrating merchandising techniques, performances, and shop operations. The Merchandiser of the Year in the private category is honored for his or her work in a member-driven retail climate. Jeff Dotson, Director of Golf at the Country Club of North Carolina, carries a broad selection of styles and price points in his boutique shop, and through changing displays and receiving new merchandise regularly, keeps members excited about the game. Since 2011, total shop sales have increased exponentially and are consistent with national trends. It is my pleasure to present Jeff Dotson of the Country Club of North Carolina with the Private Merchandiser of the Year Award.
You don't have to pay to laugh. You better thank God for that. There's hope every time I turn on the TV. There's hope. Somebody's acting crazy. There's hope.
Thank you, Paige. I would be willing to bet that this is the first time in the history of the Carolina section that 2 guys from Kannapolis have been on the stage back-to-back getting an award. Congratulations, Rick. Thanks to Club Car and all the sponsors of our section, and certainly for this wonderful evening tonight. I'd like to congratulate all the other award winners, and especially my friend Chip King on induction into the Hall of Fame. What a great honor for Chip. He has had such an exemplary career, and it is a great honor for me to be here tonight on the same stage with Chip and all the other award winners. I'd certainly like to thank Mike and the committee for recognizing us for hopefully doing some good things in our merchandise program. Our members at CCNC have been very, very supportive of our golf shop, and I certainly want to thank them. And lastly, and most importantly, our staff, our head golf professional, Adam Kushner, our assistant professionals, Andrew Glover, who's here with us tonight, Bill Moyer, and Greg Hayes, and lastly, my wife, Christy, who 4 years ago, with a lot of hard work on my part, I convinced Christy to take over our merchandising program. We needed to do something different, and in those 4 years, I think we've gone from a pretty ordinary shop to something very special, and that is really almost completely due to her hard work and her creativity, and honey, I thank you so much. Thanks again to all of you. Have a great show and a great 2015. Thanks.
The Merchandiser of the Year in the resort category is honored for his or her work in a tourist-dependent retail climate. Bart Romano, head golf professional at True Blue Golf Club, introduces new products every season that aren't typically found in pro shops in an effort to meet diverse client needs. True Blue staff are highly engaged in the selling process and offer a continuation of the overall customer experience. Through this strategy, Romano saw sales increase over 20% in the most recent fiscal term. It is my pleasure to present Bart Romano of True Blue Plantation in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, with the Resort Merchandiser of the Year Award.
I think that was appropriate music. Real quick before I do anything, I do want to do this while I'm up here. All right, everybody say cheese. Boom. Thank you, guys. All right, first off, I'm fairly confident the 3-minute clock was started so Ron and the section officers would have an accurate count of exactly when I dropped my first F-bomb. This is going to be work. That's why it's going to be fast. Real quick, I'd like to thank a few people. First off, Club Car for sponsoring this great evening. Ron and the staff of the section office, thank you guys very much for all you do. I know this is a very stressful week, or especially leading up to it. We appreciate all you do for this, the CPGA Big Week. Also, I'd like to thank everyone for being here tonight. We have a nice contingent from Myrtle Beach. Thank you guys for coming to support us. Obviously, you can tell this is the end of a MSR cycle. I'd also like to thank my mom for watching the kids this evening so we could come up here and I could share this with my wife and friends. My great mentor and friend, Bob Sagani, who's in the audience tonight, I'd like to thank him for all his support, help, and putting up with me for the last 9 years. Todd Weldon, our friend who is not with us this evening, knew Todd for a long time, but learned a lot of things from him. We all miss him greatly. My good friend Mike Schroeder, who's in the audience tonight, thank you as well. Last but not least, I'd like to thank my beautiful wife, Nicole, for being here and getting to share this special night with me. Thank you guys. You all have a good night. To all the other award winners, congratulations as well. Thank you very much.
The Merchandiser of the Year in the public category is honored for his or her work assessing and capitalizing on a sometimes volatile and unpredictable sector of the golf retail business. Mark Girton, head golf professional at the Caledonia Golf and Fish Club, works to involve all staff in the merchandising operation. Staff members take ownership of an area and help drive sales for that area and are heavily involved in the promotion of the game and engaging with guests to continually provide an enjoyable atmosphere for shoppers. It is my pleasure to present Mark Girton of Caledonia Golf and Fish Club in Pawleys Island, South Carolina, with the Public Merchandiser of the Year Award.
Much like Bart, the 3-minute clock is not going to be an issue. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out. I want to thank everybody that had anything to do with putting the evening together first. Just a few quick additional thank yous. I want to start by thanking my dad, who got me into this game like so many of us, taking me up to the golf course in high school, let me play a 4-iron from tee to green, and I got hooked from there. So I wanted to thank him. I want to thank the owners at Caledonia. They continually put money into the golf course, making it a real special place. People always want to come back and play, and more importantly, want to take a souvenir home with them. I want to thank the vendors I deal with. They do an unbelievable job of keeping us with some great product, helping me out with some last-minute fill-ins. I want to thank Steve Dresser, he's not here, for nominating me, and anybody who did vote for me. And Bart also touched on Todd Weldon. He won this award a few years ago. He hired me, put me through the program from start to finish, and for the better part of 14 years, taught me most everything there is to know about merchandise in Myrtle Beach. So thank you, Todd. Most importantly, I want to thank 4 people that can't be here tonight. and that's because they're back at Caledonia doing what they do so well. My staff, they had an outing today for 130 some odd people, and I'm sure they're taking great care of them. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Mike. And thank you, El Toria. You guys make me look good, and thank you.
The tailor-made Adidas Golf Assistant Professional of the Year is someone who, through continued education, initiative, and hard work, has proven themselves a promising and valued figure at their facility. This award is given based on criteria which includes the assistant service, promotion of the game, image, and overall performance at his or her facility. Matt Bova, Assistant Golf Professional at Hague Point Club, receives the Assistant Professional of the Year for demonstrating a high level of excellence at his facility and service to the section while promoting the game of golf and assuming the image of a golf professional. In his current role, Bova directs the instructional program, assists with the tournament program, checks in merchandise, and helps with the organizational needs of the golf shop. In addition to these roles, Bova is an avid volunteer with the Hilton Head PGA Chapter's Education Committee, and in the past provided assistance to Hague Point's club involvement in the Deep Well project. At this time, I would like to introduce Alan Tharp of the TaylorMade Adidas Golf to present this award to our TaylorMade Adidas Golf Professional of the Year.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to all of you for your support over the years to TaylorMade, Adidas, Ashworth, and Adams Golf. Tonight, we are proud to present the 2014 Assistant of the Year to Mr. Matt Boba from Hague Point Country Club.
There's so many great clubs and great assistants in our section that just being nominated is truly an honor. Funny story, when Chad Newton called me, I actually was very shocked to get the call. I was pretty much speechless. I couldn't really hold a conversation with him. So once we hung up, I'm sure he was thinking if the committee made the right decision in the first place. Following morning, I actually emailed him just to make sure that it was true, that I did win. And then I got a call a couple days later from Ron to help validate it, but it's truly an honor. A few people I'd like to thank is my wife, Danelle. She's my #1 fan, biggest supporter. She understands the hours that we work, having to work weekends, holidays. Baby, love you. Jason Cherry for giving me my first job. Hired a 22-year-old intern out of Methodist. Welcomed me into the PGA. I greatly appreciate that. Fred Ditton, who's here with us, assistant golf professional at Hague Point. Thanks for all the help at the club. And then we actually I was lucky enough to have 4 members come up with us, make the trek all the way up from Hilton Head, the Woodwards and the Donahos. So thanks for coming and making this night that much more special. Thank you all very much. Hope you have a great night. Thanks.
At this time, I would like to turn it over to Honorary President Mike Casto to present the next group of awards.
Good evening, everyone. The Youth and Player Development Award recognizes the PGA professional who reflects the qualities and ideals of those who work with our nation's youth. A candidate for this award not only provides opportunity and experiences for juniors to learn and play the game of golf, but is also a person of the highest integrity and character. Matt Reagan, General Manager and co-creator of iGolf, is recognized as a leader in junior golf who reflects the qualities and provides opportunities for juniors to learn and play the game. Reagan receives this award for improving junior golf in the Carolinas and at a national level with the development of the first long-term junior golf development academy at Keith Hills Golf Club in Buies Creek, North Carolina. The program offers a curriculum designed to guide a motivated junior golfer from the age of 6 to shooting par or better by the time they graduate from high school. Reagan also dedicates his time to teaching golf in PE classes, private coaching, tournament preparation, and summer learning experiences. It is my pleasure to present Matthew Reagan of iGrow Golf in Buies Creek, North Carolina with this year's Youth Player Development Award.
Wow, thank you so much. It's hard to believe that it's already been 6 years that Ryan Daly and I started iGrow Golf together. And, you know, we both had this shared vision that when we started, that there should be a specialized junior coach at every facility across the nation, and that these specialized junior coaches should offer long-term programming where we can tell our families that you can enroll your junior in our academy. They can come once a week for the entire golf season. And we have a platform in place that is motivating, and it can progress them to shoot par or better for 9 holes by the time they graduate from my program, which I think is pretty cool. So we have some exciting news that by April, everything's kind of come full circle for us, and we're actually going to be helping integrate these long-term programs at 10 golf facilities across the U.S. So how cool is that? We're pretty pumped about it. And the first thing I need to do is just let everyone know that this is an absolute shared award. You know, I am absolutely honored to be accepting it on behalf of the iGrow team. But there are so many people and so many teams that work together to make this possible. And when they told me I had 3 minutes, I guess that was the biggest bummer about winning this award. So what I did is I just tweeted out a blog post on my website with everybody in there that I wanted to thank. So, you know, my Campbell University team, the Carmel team, the iGrow team, my friends, my families, the whole Carolina section, please take a chance to check that out. It means a lot to me. But while I am here tonight, I did have some that I wanted to thank that were close to me. The first being God for putting the people in my life to let me do what I love to do. And I wake up every day ready to rock, and I love it. And the people that he puts in my life, the one I'm most thankful for is my wife, Kelsey, who is here with me tonight. She is the most caring and kind individual I've ever met, and she is very patient with me, is the best way to put it. We do a lot of work, and everyone knows the golf business. We're not home a lot, so she's very patient, and I thank God every day for putting her in her life, and thank you, Kelsey, for being here, and I love you. My mom and dad, who actually made it down tonight, you are the greatest parents a son could ask for, and I just wanted to let you know that I don't take for granted anything you've ever done for me, and you know, it's my mission to pay that forward, not only to my kids, but to every junior that I reach in our golf programs, and I can't thank you enough for being here, and I love you guys. And then finally, Ryan Daly, who I started this with, and his wife, Melissa. It has been a quick and interesting 5 years from, you know, Kelsey and I, you allowing us to live with you for free rent when I decided to make the leap from Keith Hills head professional to iGrow full-time. Those are the things people don't know about Ryan and Melissa and how caring they are. And I wouldn't have chose anyone else, Ryan, to share this journey with. And you taught me so much. You're my best friend, and I'm looking forward to continue to grow golf in the future with you. So we're very excited for junior golf. Thank you so much.
Growth of the game is essential to the continued popularity and traditions of the game of golf. The Player Development Award is given to the PGA professional who, through his or her commitment to providing outlets of learning and structure, has instituted successful programs that continue to bring the game of golf to the masses. This year's Player Development Award is presented to a professional who has embraced the opportunity he's had to not just provide programs that grow the game, but to shape those programs to accommodate the ever-growing and expanding golf demographic. Jay King, head professional at Hendersonville Country Club, receives this year's Player Development Award for his extraordinary contributions and achievements in the area of player development, including growth of the game, leadership commitment to the section and national levels, plus the impact made at his own facility. Jay is invited to join the National Player Development Task Force to share player development ideas with PGA professionals at the national levels and mentor PGA professionals within his area and section. As a member of the Carolinas PGA Board of Directors and currently Area 1 Director, Jay also stresses the importance of youth player development and adult player development programs at yearly area meetings such as those at his own facility, in which he's instituted family golf, free beginner ladies clinics, PGA Junior Golf League, Tee It Forward programs. Jay also assumes many years of service to his PGA section through his involvement in various committees and as a junior golf contributor to the mountain section. It is my pleasure to present Jay King of Henderson Country Club in Hendersonville, North Carolina, with the Player Development Award.
Thank you, Mike. Like it was said earlier, it truly is an honor just to be nominated. So to be able to stand up here tonight and actually receive the award, it's really a special moment for me and definitely for Hendersonville Country Club, because it is truly a team effort from everyone, not just the employees in the golf department, the employees from the whole club. So I'm very thankful to have such an outstanding staff and such a team and family-oriented club, and I'm very proud of that. First and foremost, I definitely want to thank God for all the blessings in my life, to be able to do what I really love for a living. And I'm very thankful for my wife, Samantha, that's here tonight. I love you so much. You are so supportive and so encouraging to me. You truly do make me a better person, and I'm thankful for you. She's such a great mother to our two boys, Beck and Liam, and they're the inspiration to any of our my junior programs that I've installed, and I'm very thankful for my family. My director of golf, Ben Ballantyne, and his wife, Lisa, thank you for being here tonight. Just like I said, you guys really make it such a great family feeling and make it so much fun to be able to come to work each day, and I'm proud to be there with y'all. My golf course superintendent, I'd like to thank him. He is so supportive of our player development programs, Craig DeYoung. He's outstanding. He goes above and beyond what you would think his duties would be to be supportive of our programs, and he builds the plates for our Tee It Forward initiative. Professionally, I'd like to thank PGA professional John Rector for not only being my golf mentor and teaching me everything about the golf business, but truly being an outstanding father figure, very good Christian man that I really do love, and I hate he wasn't able to be here tonight, but I am very thankful to him. Finally, I'd like to thank the real player development winner in my life, and that was my grandfather. He is a great man, and sorry, I didn't want to do this. He brought me to golf when I really didn't think golf was cool or really was doing other sports, but he stayed on top of me. Half the time he was bribing me with candy or mints and just to do anything golf out in his yard or talk about the history of the game. But I'm very thankful for what he did in my life, as I truly now understand how much he really did love the game, and how much I love the game because of him. He is no longer with us, but Paul, I have me some mints and some candy, and I only hope that I can make an impact on someone's life the way that you truly did mine. Thank y'all very much.
The Palmer Maples Teacher of the Year Award is presented to the PGA professional who has made teaching the game of golf the cornerstone of their career. A candidate for this award has had a great impact on teaching and golf instruction within the section, is highly involved in junior golf activities at their facility and within their community, and has provided innovative contributions to golf instruction. Tim Cook, Director of Instruction at the Golf Learning Center at Sea Pines Resort, receives the Palmer Maples Teacher of the Year Award for his outstanding service as a golf instructor. Cook has made an impact on teaching and golf instruction in the section, in addition to making innovative contributions to golf instruction through the implementation of programs that increase the customer base of the Golf Learning Center. Cook also has written and produced a series of instructional articles, videos, and publications, as well as regularly attending national seminars to support and improve his efforts to grow and maintain interest in the game. Please welcome Mr. Tim Cook from the Golf Learning Center at Sea Pines Plantation in Hilton Head, Island, South Carolina, with the Palmer Maples Teacher of the Year Award.
So it was 68 degrees when I left Hilton Head on Saturday, and I got here and it was 34 with snow on the ground. So we have a big section, so I had plenty of time on my drive up to think about what this award meant to me. And I thought about the size of our section, and really it was the people, the number of phenomenal professionals, really tremendous teaching professionals. And for my name to be associated with the people who have won this award previously is just quite an honor, and to follow in the footsteps of the guru, Jason Sutton, sitting at the table, it just makes it that much better. We have a limited time and a lot of people to thank, so I'm going to go relatively quickly here, so hold on. Hopefully I hit everybody. To the section for putting on such a phenomenal week, I thank you for all your hard work. To my friends at Cobra Puma Golf, thank you for the last 4 to 5 years of support. It's just been a lot of fun working with you guys. Maybe most importantly, to my students, the people who trust me with their golf games, they really make me a better teacher every single day. Professionals in our section who I've worked for: Martin Shorter at the Keel Island Club Cacique, Pete Matthews at Wade Hampton Golf Club, Bob Patton at Long Cove. You guys have told me so much about the business and the game of golf, and I appreciate that greatly. Miss Carrie Corbett and the Sea Pines Resort, thank you for giving me the opportunity to have a dream job. I walk into the doors of the Learning Center at Sea Pines, and it is a wonderful building that the Goodwin family has put together for us, and I really, truly appreciate every moment. The staff at the Golf Learning Center, Rick Barry, Skip Malik, Jess Watkins, my brother Simon, thank you for believing in my vision for what we're going to do with golf instruction at the resort. I kind of put into words how much their support means to me. A couple other people I have to thank are my mentors. Mr. John Tattersall from Atlanta, Georgia, when I was just the video runt on the range, he taught me the importance of the delivery of a lesson, yet the thirst for knowledge can never end. And also Mr. William McKee, who is a great friend who passed away, and I wouldn't be here without him. Finally, my family, my brother Simon, who I get to work with every single day, my parents for the years of support, my kids, Brody and Connor, they're my inspiration. And finally, I probably should have saved all 3 minutes for my wife. She puts up with me not being home that much, teaching, being a complete golf dork. And thank you for coming and hanging out with all these fellow golf dorks here tonight. So thank you, Karen. I love you so much. Cheers.
The Horton Smith Award recognizes individual PGA professionals for their outstanding and continued contributions to developing and improving educational opportunities for the PGA Professional. The award is named for Horton Smith, who represented the United States on 7 Ryder Cup teams, served as president of the National PGA from '52 to '54, and devoted much of his time to improving educational programs. Providing continuing educational opportunities for our section members is an essential part of ensuring that each PGA professional has the tools they need to keep growing right along with the game they love. Paige Cribb receives the Horton Smith Award in her role as golf administrator and director of student support for Coastal Carolina University's professional golf management program, and her outstanding contributions to developing and improving educational opportunities for the PGA professional. Cribb also provides instruction and delivery of educational courses that directly influence and affect students, and also serves as chairman of the Education Committee, the Apprentice Education Committee, and the Junior Golf Exchange, which is a local nonprofit organization designed to provide golf clubs to juniors 14 and under at no cost. In addition to these roles, Paige was recently elected secretary of the Carolinas PGA section in February of last year. It is my pleasure to present my friend Paige Cribb of Coastal Carolina University's Professional Golf Management Program in Conway, South Carolina, with the 2014 Horton Smith Award.
I have to move it a little bit, just so I could jump. First, I just want to say thank you. It is an honor to serve as secretary of our section. And secondly, for the award, it really was an honor to just be nominated, as others had said before. So when Chad called that Monday night and told me I won, I was ecstatic. First phone call was to Will. And I just want to say that I'm very honored to have won this award, and it makes me want to be better for Coastal Carolina University and our PGA Golf Management Program to continue to help our students and to make them the best future professionals they can be. So that being said, thank you, and I very much appreciate it.
For our final award presentations, please welcome to the podium a recipient of a Private Merchandiser of the Year Award, the Horton Smith Award, the Player Development Award, and the 2013 Golf Professional of the Year Award. From Holly Ridge Golf Links in Archdale, North Carolina, please welcome back to the podium Mr. Chad Newton.
Thank you, Mike. They say the highlight during your presidency is being the one to call the award winners, informing them that they have been selected, and then being able to present some of them with their respective awards. This is very true, and I feel extremely blessed tonight to be able to present the next 2 awards to 2 gentlemen who were and still are the greatest mentors to me and many others throughout our entire careers in the golf business. The Bill Strasbaugh Award is so named to honor the memory of one of golf's greatest mentors. The award is presented to the PGA professional who throughout their career has excelled as a motivator, friend, and overall example for their assistants to follow. This person continually strives to inspire and influence the careers of fellow professionals, and along with consideration of their service to the community and the section, has proven deserving of such an honor. Reed Hill, a 29-year PGA head golf professional from Wilson Country Club, receives the Bill Strasbaugh Award for making significant contributions through his ongoing mentoring of PGA professionals and impacts made to their careers. Hill furthers the values that are representative of the association and the golf profession through leading by example, mentoring numerous young men who have gone on to become exemplary PGA professionals, and setting professional goals throughout his career as a Carolinas section member. Hill has also served on the Ethics Committee, Tournament Committee, Awards and Honors Committee, and frequently encourages his staff to get involved in section activities and volunteer opportunities such as the Tee It Forward and Golf 2.0 initiatives at Wilson Country Club. It is a fitting tribute, in my opinion, that a mentoring award goes to Reed tonight when his first assistant ever will follow him immediately afterwards as the 2014 Golf Professional of the Year. Reed is not only a consummate golf professional, he's a dedicated family man and an invaluable friend to all that have had the pleasure of meeting him. It is my extreme pleasure to present Reed Hill of Wilson Country Club in Wilson, North Carolina, with the Bill Strasbaugh Award.
Okay, where's this shot clock? I got it now, okay. Can I run this one more time for Dean? Thank you to the Awards and Honors Committee, particularly Mike Harmon. Very sorry for his loss. Mike spends countless hours on this, and to him and his committee, I can't thank you enough. All the Carolinas Board of Directors, I've been there. I know what time you take away from your jobs to do what you do. Thank you so much. It is a thankless job, but we do appreciate all that you do. Our past presidents, quite a few of you are here. Thank you for all that you've done, all the groundwork you've laid. We appreciate it. I was kind of thinking about how long I've been a golf professional when I looked on the Hall of Fame list and realized that I had the pleasure of knowing 33 of the 45, so that's all I'll say about that. Thank you to Club Car for your continued support of this. It's a great night, and I am incredibly honored to be standing in front of you. President Chad Newton, thank you. I think he's the youngest president of the Carolinas PGA ever. That's quite an honor for the storied history of this great section. Thanks for all you do, Chad. To say you've come a long way would be a minor understatement. Congratulations to all the award winners. Speaking of that, have y'all read the bio on Chip King yet? My goodness, this doesn't even touch all that he's done. Chip, congratulations, very deserving. To Jeff Nichols, who's about to be the Golf Professional of the Year. He's my very first assistant in the golf business. Thanks for stealing my material, Chad. Man, I only got a minute left. Wow. Congratulations, Jeff, to you and your family. Need to give special thanks to Wilson Country Club. Been their golf professional for 17 years. I got to come back home. Didn't think a Wilson boy could make it back to Wilson, but I did. Thank you very much. I have some members here tonight, Robin, Chip, and Turner Garris. Thank you for your friendship and making me a much better person. Kevin Arnold, I know you're out there somewhere. Love you. To Brad Beret, our general manager, thanks for your support and guidance through some tough times. Thank you again. Special thanks to Rich Parker. Rich was at Bienvenue in Rocky Mount, moved to Colorado, and flew here, I'm sure to see Jeff, but I'm going to pretend you came to see me, so thank you. They tried to sneak you in, but they left your name tag on the table. Bad play. Where's Ron? We got to work on that, Ron. Lastly, I need to thank my children, Chris and Elizabeth Hill. They're both here tonight. I spent a lot of time away from you as a golf professional, but you've always loved me. I can't be more proud of what you've done in your life. I love y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Reed, especially for giving me one more jab. Some things never change. The Golf Professional of the Year Award is the highest annual honor that can be bestowed upon a Carolinas PGA professional. Devotion to every aspect and facet of the game and activities of a lifetime in the golf industry are taken into account, as well as the individual professional's character and service to the section. This person must not only be a steward of the game, but an example of the life lessons that golf so naturally teaches. Jeff Nichols, Director of Golf at Carmel Country Club and 26-year PGA member, receives this award for notable achievements, including developing programs that allow for growth in the game among all areas: seniors, ladies, new members, juniors, and young professionals. A desire to provide a level of service that is mutually inspiring and vital to the success of his facility, and for demonstrating a professional work ethic that inspires his team to grow personally and professionally. Nichols also serves on the Carolinas PGA Board of Directors as the at-large director for North Carolina. I personally challenge anyone to find a finer golf professional in the country than my dear friend Jeff. There are absolutely no weaknesses to be found with him professionally or personally. It is my pleasure to present Jeff Nichols of Carmel Country Club in Charlotte, North Carolina, as the 2014 Carolinas PGA Golf Professional of the Year.
No flaws. Bill, what do you think about that, the pro? Jeez, that was terrible. I'm going to read some notes because this is going to be the last time I ever do this, so I don't want to skip over anything. First of all, as most have said, I want to thank Mike Harmon and the awards committee, along with the fellow golf professionals that nominated me. I'm truly humbled for this award. I also want to congratulate tonight's other winners, and I'm proud to share the stage with you. Chip King, congratulations. Your award is an achievement for lifelong commitment to professionalism. There's none better than you. Reed, you know how I feel about the Strasbaugh Award. Congratulations. I've been fortunate enough to have been touched by many talented professionals during my career, working as an assistant under Reed Hill and Scott Bailey. They set the foundation for a tremendous path of success. For this, I'm forever grateful. I've received advice from some of the section's legends, professionals like Bill Litton, Jim Westbrook, Harvey Ward, Buck Adams, Bailey Glenn, and Mike Harmon. I was smart enough to listen and to learn from what they said. The friendships made over this time are priceless. Reed, Bill, Rocky, Gary, Chad, and Rich. I love you guys. Rich, thank you for showing up. Unbelievable. And thanks for everything you've done for my career. There's also so many others, and I can't thank you enough. It's hard to believe that many of these friendships are going back nearly 30 years. I'd also like to thank the sales reps that have played a part in the success of my career. Currently at Carmel, we have Peter Millar, Cameron McPhail, Divots with Brian Johnson, and Justin Livonius with Fairway and Green. You play a big role in our success. None more so ever than Titleist and Footjoy, DeWitt Miles, Jordan Crandall, and Acushnet thanks for the great support and your friendships. Not one person tonight received an individual award. These are all team awards. Over the years, I've been surrounded myself with great teams. Overhiring may not be a talent, but it's something that I've been lucky enough to do. I've seen so many former team members move on and up in their careers, and I hope I played a small role in that. Striving for excellence allows for greater opportunity for success. In November 2006, I got a phone call from Michael Lemus, then the general manager at Congressional Country Club. He was trying to convince me to apply for the vacant director golf position at Carmel Country Club. I really wasn't looking for any place to go. I was a director of golf at Bermuda Run. My family was established in the community, and we had the golf operation on cruise control. But after a lengthy debate, I decided to apply, and the biggest break in my career took place in February 2007. I began as the director of golf at Carmel Country Club. Carmel is a remarkable facility in all areas. We're truly blessed to be employed at this facility. Tonight, I want to thank John Schultz, our general manager, and Eric Seaman, our club president, for taking a chance on me and my team building skills. I have the luxury of going to work each and every day, right now, unfortunately, in a trailer due to a fire, with the future leaders of our industry. The professional golf staff, many are here tonight, and I greatly appreciate it, have a phenomenal work ethic and a professional desire to come to work each and every day with the goal of getting better and improving our product. I'm here tonight because of you and our facility. Both Jasons, Maggie, Josh, John, Chris, Alan, Ryan, and the entire outside staff, thank you for all you do. I've said many times, I don't know many retired golf professionals, and I don't know many professionals with lengthy marriages. What's that say about our business? I'm not sure. But at 54, I'm definitely on the back nine of my career. I'm not sure what hole, but I do believe I finished the hot dog. And I'm proud to say that I've been married for nearly 29 years. I've been blessed and have had the support of my family for the entire journey. I know that working 7 days a week for about 50 weeks out of the year can seem crazy, but I have a passion for what I do. And my wife, Debbie, who's also here tonight, and my 3 sons, Josh, Blaine, and Tyler, have put up with so much in order for me to do what I love. For this, I'm forever grateful. Ron and his entire staff, thank you for the evening. Club Car, thank you for sponsoring this great event. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Hey, wait a minute. I think you took some of my notes with you. Tough it out. Stealing ideas, aren't you? Don't let him fool you. He had good mentors, but he had damn good assistants, too. Wow. What a great evening. 2 awesome awards, and I'm glad I got through both of them without breaking up. How do you top off the night other than to induct somebody into your Hall of Fame who has had the career like the one of Mr. Charles Chip E. King, PGA, Director of Golf, Grandfather Golf and Country Club. The Carolinas PGA Hall of Fame is comprised of an exclusive group of individuals who have made the utmost contribution to the game of golf while calling the Carolinas home. The PGA of America lists 37 characteristics of PGA professionals, which includes being a motivator, community leader, business manager, accomplished player, trained instructor, counselor, and friend. The section's Hall of Fame members have displayed these traits over the span of their lives and careers to the benefit of their community and the game of golf at large. The Carolinas PGA section is proud to announce Charles Chip E. King, PGA, Director of Golf at Grandfather Golf and Country Club in Linville, North Carolina, as the 45th inductee into the Carolinas PGA Hall of Fame. I now would like to call on Don Farr, Assistant Director of the Dedman School of Hospitality and Director of the Professional Golf Management Program at Florida State University, and Chip King's good friend, to tell us a little more about this year's Hall of Fame inductee.
Try not to. Mine are a little wrinkled and changed. It is truly awesome to be back home in the Carolinas section, the best of the 41 great sections that we have in the PGA. I want to thank Ron and Chad and the Carolinas section board for allowing me to say a few words about my mentor and my best friend, Chip King. Most of you know of the many accolades that Chip has earned over the years. He has the Grand Slam of section awards, including the Horton Smith, Bill Strasbaugh, Merchandiser of the Year, section and national, and also the Golf Professional of the Year award. Chip also served on the board from 1988 to 2001 and was the section president in 98 and 99. Some of the stereotypes that we think of when we think of Chip are accurate. He takes his golf shirts, his dirty golf shirts, to the dry cleaner. He takes them to the dry cleaner on a hanger. A couple of us decided to go to a hockey game the other night, Friday night. I get a call from Graham. Don, what's the dress code? I said, we're going to a hockey game. He goes, yeah, but we're going with Chip. I said, well, coat and tie, I guess. I was asked to speak briefly about Chip. You all know Chip well. I want to tell you about the Chip that I know. I first met Chip in 1985. I drove down in February from Pennsylvania, showed up with a pinstripe suit, cowboy boots, lizard skin cowboy boots. I'd recently went on an internship at Tulsa Country Club. Chip said, let's go play 9. I think I shot about 48, and he hired me. He had compassion. He's the single most competitive person that I have ever met in my life. Most of you know, or many of you know, that Chip is from Canada. One cold day at Mid-Pines back in 1985, the company decided to recarpet the entire golf shop. All of the displays were moved with the exception of a slack rack that was up against the wall. Chip comes over and goes, let's play a little hockey. I'm thinking, I'm 23, I'm an athlete, he's 33, well past his prime. We grabbed a couple golf clubs and a golf ball. I scored a couple goals early. I was ready to score my third goal, and Chip literally checked me into the rack, into the slack rack. I fell down on the ground, I had a hip pointer, I was rolling around, he shot, he scored, he looked over at me and said, Don, that goal counts. And he said, are you all right? His athletic prowess, I was his partner for several years in the Pro, probably about 15 years. As most of you know, Pro, after the first round, the leaders start off on 1A, then 1B, then 2A, and 2B. I am proud to say that Chip and I as partners always followed the leaders on 18B. In 15 years, I know one time we started on 13A, and it was the greatest accomplishment we ever had. Something else about Chip, and many of us, again, when we think of Chip, we think of faith. Chip invited me as a young assistant to his church. I went to his church once, looked around, several other churches, came back to his church. Brought my girlfriend at the time, who later became my fiance. Went to the preacher, and I asked him, I said, Brother Thomas, I said, I would like to have, marry Holly, and, I wanted to kind of ask you your thoughts. He said, we'd love for you to marry Holly, and as an elder, Chip King can do the wedding ceremony. I looked at my wife and I said, can he do that? She said, well, let him do it. If it's not legit, I have an out. 27 years later, it must be legit because I'm still married. Later, Chip also baptized me. So I was baptized by Chip. His lovely wife, Debbie, said, maybe one day he'll bury you and he'll have the trilogy complete. There's a lot of other words that I could say about Chip. I don't even, they turned the shot clock off, thank you. But I'm going to end with most of the fun, or much of the fun that I've ever had in my life was shared with Chip King. But a lot of those stories I can't get into, so I won't. When I first got my head professional position at Seven Lakes Country Club, I asked the person who hired me, the president of the club, I asked him, I said, why did you hire me? And of course, his first response was, we're still thinking about that. But then he looked at me and he said, Don, it's because where you came from. You came from Mid-Pines as an assistant. And also because of who you worked for, and you worked for Chip King. And those were the reasons that I was hired and that I got my first job as a head professional. His family, the other night, we had a little get-together at Mid-Pines, and his family said it best when they said, when they think of Chip in one word, it's spiritual. He's the most spiritual man that I have ever met. I agree, and it's a great thing to hear from your family. I am extremely, extremely proud to have the opportunity to say a couple words. Congratulations to Chip and to Debbie and to your family. Thank you.
Chip King began his professional career under Buck Adams, PGA, at the Country Club of North Carolina, and has since taken on many roles, positions of head professional, director of golf, and general manager at Pine Needles Lodge and Golf Club, Mid-Pines Inn and Golf Club under Peggy Kirk Bell. Both Adams and Kirk Bell are members of the CPGA Hall of Fame, having been elected in 1996 and 2013. Chip is now the director of golf at Grandfather Country Club in Linville, North Carolina. Chip has served the section in the positions of board of directors, secretary, vice president, president, and honorary president. He has also volunteered his time on various committees. On the national level, he sat on the PGA President's Council and Education Committee. For the section, he assisted or led the CPGA Hall of Fame Committee, Constitution Committee, Education Committee, Hall of Fame Committee, Membership Committee, Assistance Committee, and Junior Golf Committee. All of his accolades and accomplishments are very noteworthy. However, King takes just as much pride in his history of mentoring and training the golf professionals of tomorrow. He has helped dozens of interns land full-time employment in the golf industry following graduation, and has seen 12 and counting assistant professionals find their next step as head golf professionals. Such devotion to others has earned King the enduring respect of countless employees, club members, and various other contacts. Paul, if you would please roll the Chip King video.
learned how to play golf, started learning how to play golf with my dad when I was 13 years old and he was in his 30s. And we were fortunate enough to have a summer place up on a lake north of Toronto. And he wanted to learn how to play golf and he brought me along. So that's how we kind of got started. It was kind of cool. I got started with my dad. And my mom is still alive. My dad passed away in the 90s, in the early 90s. My mother is still alive, going well in Toronto. I have a younger brother and a younger sister who both live in Toronto, and they're great about seeing in on her. My mother was a golfer too, and our whole family was kind of active at the club. My brother and sister sailed and swam, and I played golf. My mom and dad were active with the Men's Golf Association, the Ladies Golf Association there. And so golf was an important part of what we did. It wasn't everything we did. But in Canada, you play golf in the summertime, you play hockey in the wintertime. Your entire life revolves around golf and around hockey. And my dad was my hockey coach. My dad was my Cub Scout leader. He didn't get a chance to see us as really in this country. Being a part of 2 Women's Opens at Pine Needles and winning those awards, which were really cool. But, and then seeing me go into the Hall of Fame. So I regret that, but I kind of feel like he's coming in with me, you know. You know, in thinking about going into the Carolinas PGA Hall of Fame, well, it's just such a huge honor for me, and it helps, at least for me, sort of validates all of the hard work that goes into being a golf professional. But really, what it's done for me more than anything else, it has caused me to reflect on all of those people. And I mean this quite honestly, all of those people that have been a part of this and have helped me along the way and have provided opportunity for me, have taught me, have encouraged me. And that goes from my family, my wife especially, Debbie, and then those people that I've worked with and worked for that have really shown me the way. And you know, there's an expression that says it takes a village to raise a child, and that's honestly kind of the first thing I thought of when Chad Newton, our president, called me to say that I was going into the Hall of Fame. The first thing I thought of was, gosh, all of these people, it's a huge honor, and you're overwhelmed by it, and you kind of think, gosh, I don't deserve this. But then you immediately start thinking back to all the people that have been a part of it. So one of the things that's important to me is that they're recognized as well, because I wouldn't be here in this seat if it weren't for all of those folks that have helped me. Do I want people to remember me as a great golf professional? Well, I'm not so sure that's the most important thing. Did I make a contribution? Did I help others? That's really how I'd like to be remembered.
Chip, in my opinion, is the quintessential golf professional that we should all in this room strive to emulate. With all he has accomplished professionally, we shouldn't lose sight that he is an even better man. The impact he has made in the Carolinas section will forever live on. There has never been, in my opinion, a more deserving inductee into our Hall of Fame. It is my pleasure to present Charles Chip King of Linville, North Carolina, Grandfather Golf and Country Club, the 45th induction into our Hall of Fame.
Gosh. Well, thank you very much.
everybody. And thank you, Chad. Don, thank you. Thank you for making the trip up from Tallahassee. Thank you for your words, and thank you for your friendship. I do want to thank the Hall of Fame committee, those folks that were kind enough to put a check mark beside my name on the Hall of Fame ballot. And I especially want to thank Leslie Playtech, who did such a wonderful job on that video. That sort of came together in the last 2 weeks, so Leslie, thank you. That was a great job. Thank you so much. And Club Car, of course, for being a part of our evening here tonight. You know, as I look down the list of those folks that are on the Hall of Fame, and as Reed said, gosh, I've known an awful lot of these, and have had the honor of working for a couple of them and working with several others. And I can't tell you what it means to me and my family for my name to be included on that list. And isn't it, it is really special to be able to go in the Hall of Fame right behind Mrs. Bell. It's just kind of a cool thing. You know, I said in the video there that it takes a village to raise a child, and quite honestly, it has taken a whole bunch of people to get me to where I am. And I've got a number of people that I want to thank, and I'll go through this relatively quickly. And I made some notes because I didn't want to miss anybody. But you know, first of all, I want to talk a little bit about those people that have mentored me and cared enough about me as an individual to show me the way. And that all started in Canada. I began working at a golf club just as a little fella. I was one of those guys, as many of you were, that just hung around the golf shop so much that they finally decided to give you a job picking up balls in the range or doing something. And that's what happened. And Dave Ellis was the golf professional there at Muskoka Lakes. We had a summer home north of Toronto, and my dad wanted to play golf. I learned to play with him, and I just was one of those kids that hung around. And Dave gave me an opportunity in the golf shop and really gave me great advice as a teenager and when I got into my early 20s and was struggling to get through college. But would always be a safe haven for me in the summertime during our season. And Dave placed a great deal of trust in me, and he was the one that told me that, Chip, if you want to be successful in golf, you've got to go to the United States. So sure enough, at the end of that season, I packed up my car, everything I owned. My mom waved goodbye to me, and I took off for the United States. And I went down to work at a club called Ocean Reef down in the Florida Keys, and that was a great opportunity for me. I'd never been in the South, never spent Christmas in a place where they didn't have snow. I wanted to play golf on Christmas Day that year, and I did. And I went back and forth from Canada and Ocean Reef for a couple of years, and you know, that was a great experience, but there came a point in time where I wanted to be in one place, and so I landed in the Pinehurst area, and I'd been there playing golf, and that was a really neat thing for me to do, sort of in between the Canadian season and the Florida season. And I had the opportunity to play at Pine Needles, and this is back in the early 70s. Little did I know that it would play such an important part of my career. And had the opportunity to meet some people there and decided that's where I wanted to be. And one year I was on my way down to work at Ocean Reef. Had stopped to play in the Pinehurst area, and my dad called me on the telephone, and back in those days you didn't have cell phones. I can't recall how he got in touch with me. This is 1977, to say that, Chip, you're not going to be able to work in Florida this year. They haven't renewed your work permit. Being a Canadian, I had to have a work permit to work down here. And I didn't want to go back and shovel snow in the wintertime, and I recalled that I had played golf at Pine Needles the day before with a gentleman who was a professor at the local community college, at Sand Hills Community College. And it just occurred to me that, gosh, maybe if I go back there and talk to him, he'll let me be a student there, and I can stay officially as a student and take some accounting classes or something and stay in the States. So that's what I did. I showed up, and he was kind enough to do all the paperwork. And I went to my first accounting class, and there was this empty seat sitting beside me, and two really pretty girls came to the door, and one took off and sat in the corner, and Debbie, my future wife, came and sat down beside me. And so that started that relationship, and I decided I wanted to work there. I didn't have a job, so I got a resume together. Debbie helped me put the resume together, and I started cold calling all of the golf shops in the Pinehurst area. In 1977, they just opened Seven Lakes, Don, and I was going around, and I got to the gate at the Country Club of North Carolina, and I knew there was a golf course in there. I didn't know what kind of golf course it was. I didn't know who worked there, but I knew there was a golf course on the other side of that gate, and I was going to leave my resume. So I got to the gate, and they let me in.
I just said I wanted to go to the golf shop. They let me in. They're not supposed to do that, but they did. And I got to the golf shop, and there standing in the middle of the golf shop was Buck Adams, and Buck was never in his golf shop. But there he was. I handed him my resume, and he gave me a job on the spot, which is incredible. And he said, Chip, I'll give you a job. I promise you you'll be in the shop in 3 months, but you got to work in outside operations until then. And that was just the coming of our season. We had 27 holes there. Buck owned the golf carts, and they were 1,000,000 miles away from the first tee, and our staging area was the first tee. Hardest 3 months of work I'd ever had in my life. But sure enough, he was a man of his word, and I got into the golf shop in 3 months. And little did I know that I was working at one of the most, well, I did by that time, I was working at one of the most influential clubs in the industry, certainly one of the most highly recognized and respected clubs in the industry, working for one of the most highly respected golf professionals, who's now a member of our PGA Hall of Fame. And Buck took a great interest in his assistants. I know, Jeff, you can talk to this. He took a great interest in his assistants. He was hard on us. We never saw the light of day. We worked hard, but we learned the business. In my first 2 years, I worked with Bob Boyd. Bob and I worked together. Bob played much better golf than I did. But we worked together in the golf shop, and then it was Bob's turn to leave, and he got the job at the Country Club of Charleston. And Tom Myers came and joined us, and Tom and I worked together for a year. Now Tom is an executive with FootJoy. And after 3 years, it was my turn. And back in those days, they were building more golf clubs than they could find golf professionals for, and it seemed that everyone was building a golf club in the Carolinas was calling Buck to say, who's next, who you've got ready to come out and be our golf professional. Well, the job at Highland Country Club in Fayetteville opened up. It opened up because one of Buck's best friends, Tony Evans, had just been fired from that position, and Buck knew that I was interested. It was my turn to go, and he did something that was really exceptional. He wrote a handwritten letter, and I've got a copy of that letter. I don't know where it is, but I want to find it and frame it. But he wrote a handwritten letter to that board of directors, and he said this I'll paraphrase. He said, this may be one of the most difficult letters I've ever had to write because one of my best friends has just been fired from this job, but I can't recommend to you more highly Chip King. And I know what that did for me. It got me out of that whole pile of resumes that they were looking at. At least now they were willing to speak with me. And I was fortunate enough to get that job. And for 3 years, I had my first head professional job at Highland Country Club. Wonderful group of members. A great opportunity for a young man. And Buck had prepared me to be a golf professional. I learned how to be a golf professional from Buck. I watched the respect that he had of his members. I watched how he interacted with them. I learned a great deal from Buck. Probably intimidated me more than any other man that I've ever met, but I could bare my soul to him. He was just one of those odd relationships, but I have a great deal of respect. And I can tell you that had it not been for Buck offering me that opportunity, when I got in the gate and showed him my resume, I wouldn't be standing in front of you right now. Then the job opened up at Mid-Pines, and I was fortunate enough to get that position. We came back home to Pinehurst. 10 years later, the property was for sale. We didn't know who was going to buy it. I didn't know whether I was still going to have a job. And then the folks, the Bell family from Pine Needles, decided that Mid-Pines was a good opportunity, and they purchased Mid-Pines. And now all of a sudden, I'm working for the Bell family. Unbelievable good fortune. Unbelievable good fortune. And they were kind enough to ask me after a little while, would I take responsibility for both facilities? And I can't thank them enough for that. Mrs. Bell and Kelly and Pat and Bonnie, they're all here. They're here tonight, and I can honestly say I wouldn't have had the opportunity to grandfather were it not for the Bell family. The Bell family, in a sense, trusted me with their business, and I'm deeply indebted to them. And then in 2007, Debbie and I are decorating the Christmas tree. It's a week before Christmas, and I get a call from the president of Grandfather, and he said, Chip, would you be interested in speaking with us about the position at Grandfather? I wasn't looking for a job. I had the best job in the world. I was working for the Bell family at two of the most highly respected golf facilities in the country. We had hosted 2 women's opens, and we had one coming up that spring. I wasn't looking for a job, but I said to Mr. Rivers, well, I'll talk with you about it. And we talked a little bit, and Debbie and I talked and prayed about it. And 2 or 3 weeks later, they offered me the position at Grandfather, and then we really had to decide, was this the right thing for us to do? And I'm convinced it was the right thing for us to do. So in 2007, we took the position at Grandfather. And I work for an incredible membership there. I get to drive across that dam every morning when we're in season and go to work at one of the most amazing clubs, I think, in the country for a great membership. And some of those members are here, and I'm deeply grateful for you to be here. They're led by our club president, Richard Bates. Mr. Bates, thank you for being here, and thank you to all of our grandfather members for their support of me and for their believing me and for inviting me and my family into your family and allowing us to do what we do. I'm kind of going quickly here. I want to talk a little bit about my service to the association. It really was Jim Hart, who was our executive director at the time in the 80s, who encouraged me to become involved in our section. And I ran and ran. Rita, I remember you and I were the ones running for whatever area that was. It was at Mid-Pines. And I was fortunate enough to be elected to our board of directors and move through the chairs and had that opportunity, that wonderful opportunity to serve our association. And there are a number of people that I want to thank. Bill Litton is here. Bill, you allowed me to follow you home. You were president of the section when I went on the board, and watching you lead our section meant a great deal to me. And every time our meetings were in Myrtle Beach, and Bill would allow me to follow him home because I didn't know the way home from Pinehurst, and he knew the shortcut. And Mr. Durr, John Durr, who had been our executive director and was still active with the section at the time, always needed a ride down, and so Mr. Durr rode with me many times from Pinehurst down to Myrtle Beach. And I had a seat at the table before there was a book, a seat at the table. I heard all those stories personally from Mr. Durr, and to Gary and Will and Mr. Paget, Bill Clemmer, Bruce Suttereth, all of those presidents of our section that I watched lead with integrity and with a sense of selflessness. I learned an awful lot from them. And to my fellow officers, while I was president and serving on the board, Zach and Ron and Robert and all of those other board members who served tirelessly for the benefit of our membership. And my good friend Mike Harmon, who I get to spend a little bit of time with in the summertime because Mike has a place up close to us, and he's away from the club a little bit and up visiting us, and I get to know Mike. And I watch Mike, and I have a great deal of respect for him, both as a brother and as a golf professional. And I thank Jim Hart already, and I want to thank Ron Schmidt. We hired Ron in 1999, and it was the best hire we ever made. And we tell you an interesting story. When we signed the contract, we decided that we would meet halfway between Pinehurst and Durham. So we met at a McDonald's in Sanford, and Jeannie took a picture of us signing the contract with Ronald McDonald in the background. And Ed Ibargwin, who's such a good friend, and we did an awful lot of things together, the Class A interview committee back in those days, and Ed's enthusiasm and vision has always inspired me. And then we have our vendor partners. You know, I've been fortunate enough to be on the Titleist team for a long time, and DeWitt and Jordan, those partnerships and friendships mean a great deal to me. And of course, Club Car and their partnership with us, Danny and Chris, thank you for all that you do with us at Grandfather. And you know, with sales reps, you develop great friendships, and I've been in the business long enough to have developed some great relationships with our sales reps. So I thank them for their friendship and their partnership. You know, it can be said that, and I've heard this said, that your friends help make the story of your life. Well, I can say that's absolutely certain. I've got some wonderful friends. You know, a man is lucky if he has 2 or 3 people that he can truly call friend. You know, someone that he may not see for 6 months or a year, and then all of a sudden when you get back together, it's like it never ended. It was always that way. And I'm fortunate enough to have some very, very, very close friends. Of course, Don and his wife, Holly. You've already heard from Don and Rod and Linda Stapleforth. They came down from Canada to be a part of this. Rod and I are great buddies, and we do some traveling together, and great to get to play some great golf courses. You saw that. Rob and Avis, these are people that I've worked with and have gotten to know over the years. Rob Paluski and his wife Avis. Cheese, we call him Cheese. That's Dean Allgaier. He's from Wisconsin, so he's been Cheese ever since I've known him. And Sean and Graham. Ross, thank you for your friendship. You know, you develop relationships. The other guys have spoken to this. You develop relationships that go beyond sort of professional and assistant. They really become a part of your family. And I couldn't be more proud of all of the young men and women. And I said last night we had a small gathering at Mid-Pines of all the folks that have been a part of what we were fortunate to be a part of down there. And I wanted to make sure that they understood that this is not about Chip King. It can't be about me. What it is it's about them and the contributions that they've done, that they've really the ones that have done the hard work. I want it to be about them, so this night is about them. And Joe and Andre are here from our grandfather, Jay. Joe was our head golf professional for 5 years now, and now the head golf professional at Wachesaw Plantation. Joe, I'm really proud of you. And Ryan Maddox is now at Pensacola Country Club. He and his wife, Caitlin, came all the way up from Pensacola to be with us here tonight. So thank you, Ryan and Caitlin, and of course, Brian. And we've got a lot of others, Bart and Mike and Drew. And Pete Gurdon, our superintendent, his wife Dee Dee are here. And Pete, I say this even when you're not in the room, but you're the best I've ever worked with. No one prepares a golf course day to day better than you do. Pete, thank you for your friendship and for keeping me honest. And for Barry Cook is here, and Barry, you've become a good friend. Harris, you're here, and our good friends Ed and Margaret Poe, who have really brought us into their family and made us so much a part of their family. Thank you. And we've got Carl and Susan Clausen here, and Carl's our pastor at Bannerell Christian Fellowship, and he's just a great friend. And Ken and Carolyn, thank you for being here. And Zach Platek is our GM now at Grandfather, and Zach is a great listener. He needs to be for me because I get a little uptight, and Zach is always great to change my perspective and help me see it maybe from 30,000 feet because I'm looking at it from 1 inch away. So Zach, I appreciate your counsel and advice. And I want to mention Norris Clifton, who was our GM when I first came to work there. Norris was a great supporter of mine and a great friend to me. And I thank you, Norris. And of course, I've gotten to thank the members at Grandfather. I am honored to be the golf professional at Grandfather. And of course, my family. You heard a little bit about my family in Canada. But I want to tell you a little bit about my family here. And I'm going to do this without breaking up. Going to try to anyway. You know, you saw my dad and you saw a little bit about my mom. I want to tell you about my wife's mom and dad, James and Drusilla, who are no longer with us. But James and Drusilla gave me permission to marry their daughter. I can't thank them more than that. And introduced me to Southern cooking. And Debbie's mom could make some biscuits, I'll tell you that. James and Drusilla. And our children, Beth and Jonathan and Ryan, are here. We couldn't be prouder of them. They're making a difference in their world. Thank you for being here. I love you. Thank you. And Beth's husband, John, and Jonathan's wife, Shelley, you couldn't have asked for a better son-in-law or better daughter-in-law. And you know, it's interesting when you're having a conversation at a table, you know, you ask parents about their children, they want to talk with pride about their children, and we certainly do. Debbie and I certainly do. But I tell you what, you watch their eyes light up when you ask them about their grandchildren. I mean, that's something different. And we have 5 grandchildren. They're not here tonight, and it's probably better that they're not here tonight. They're holed up in the hotel room eating pizza, or hopefully they're asleep by now. They're 10, and they go all the way down to 2 years old. Jacob and Sarah and Anna and Jackson and Sam, their grandma and pop love them a lot. And my wife, Debbie. 36 years ago, we were married. And she's my biggest supporter. She put her dreams on hold so that I could follow mine. She basically raised the kids. Most of us as golf professionals will say that. She went to the soccer games. She went to the orchestra practices. She brought me to church and changed my life. She's my travel companion now. We've traveled almost 7,500 miles this year, this winter. We went out west. We had a great time. She rides shotgun. She's got Google Maps, Urban Spoon. She got that all figured out. She knows how to find a place on a map. She's my traveling partner. And, you know, she wondered, back before 2007 happened, she wondered if she'd ever get a chance to spend any time with her husband. And all of a sudden, Grandfather happened, and now I show up for 6 months a year. That's a little bit more than she bargained for. She actually told me the other day she's counting the days till I go back to work. So I love you, Debbie. I love you. How did I do? That was good, wasn't it? You know, on the video there, and I've been asked this often here, it seems lately, you know, what do I want my legacy to be? And yeah, it's interesting, at 62, I'm talking about my legacy. Gosh, the Hall of Fame is for old people or unemployed people, but I'm both. Older, but still employed, thankfully. But what do I want my legacy to be? Well, it can't be about being a great golf professional, although I hope that I am. I think it's really what I want it to be is, did I make a contribution? Did I make a difference in people's lives? Did I care more about other people than I did about myself? Did I make a difference in my community? Did I lead well? Did I serve humbly? You know, a man can have a lot of titles, but really, the titles that I want to have, I want to be a good son, a good husband, a good father, a good grandfather, and a good friend. You know, I've been incredibly fortunate. I got in the gate at the Country Club of North Carolina. It's an amazing thing. I've worked for such wonderful role models, people who genuinely cared about me. I've worked at some amazing facilities for some amazing people. I had a chance to serve my association. I've made such great friends. It's really unbelievable to me, but I thank God for every opportunity. So I want to leave you now with a saying, a favorite saying of mine. And you can listen to it really however you want to listen to it. We've all got a certain way we hear things. You can listen to it from the point of how we train or mentor our staff, how we represent ourselves at our club, with our families, in the community, or how we are spiritually. But I want you to listen to this. It's from St. Francis of Assisi. And he said this, he said, "Preach the gospel at all times, and when necessary, use words." Thank you for this great honor. I'm deeply humbled by it. You've made my family and me very happy. Thank you.
Good stuff. You know, the stories of somebody coming from Pensacola to see Chip tonight, and Rich coming all the way from Colorado to see Reed and Jeff get their award. That's truly what it's all about in this business. It's the brotherhood and the fraternity that we have. What a wonderful evening. How about one more round of applause for our best of the best in the Carolinas? I would like to thank all the members of the Hall of Fame and Awards and Honors Committee for the time they put in studying all the nominees and the selection of such deserving winners. In the morning, we look forward to the gathering of over 600 professionals for our annual meeting and the kickoff of our merchandise show and winter education. Also look forward to one of our honored guests, National Secretary Susie Whaley, speaking to the congregation. I'd like to also thank each and every vendor who is here for supporting us and all of our wonderful sponsors, as none of this would be possible without you. When we do conclude, if you would like any pictures taken, please feel free to step over here on the other side of this club car, golf cart, where you see the white drape. We'd be glad to take any pictures you would like to have taken. I wish safe travels home to everyone. I thank you for allowing me the opportunity to stand before you tonight. It is truly an honor to be president of the Carolinas PGA. This concludes the night's festivities. God bless. Have a wonderful evening.